All right, we're back. Part two of my interview today with Dr. Irene Stevenson and my other special guest today, Mr. Byron Russell, author Byron Russell, coming up shortly. Concluding my conversation with Dr. Stevenson, Irene, you wanted to share what information with the audience?
Yes, I want everyone to know that if you have not been able to obtain a loan in the past because of student debt that we all have had at one time or another, the law has changed. And even though you may not have qualified even months ago because of student debt, since the change has been made in that law, you need to circle back to your realtor or to whomever you were working with because that's changed and you might now be able to qualify. So it's new information. Michelle Whitley will be talking about that at the seminar as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All righty. Well, we'll be coming back to Irene in a little bit, but right now we're ready for our other special guest today. I'm just so blessed to have two great guests today in the radio studio today with me, Dr. Irene Stevenson and author Byron Russell. Now, I talked to Mr. Russell the other day, and he informed me that he has written anywhere from, I think, about 8 to 10 books. Is that right, Mr. Russell?
A little more.
Huh?
11 in two different English and Spanish. I have the
Just a moment. I don't believe your mic. Yes. Let's get that a little closer so we can hear you a little better. Okay. I want to make sure. Okay. Now, how many books is it that you've written?
to date, I have written 11 books
11?
in English, 10 in Spanish. These books have been translated into Spanish. I have 8 audible books and 11 Kindle.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
we are talking about
Can anybody
40
count all
items.
that?
40. We have 40 items right
Oh,
now
my
on the World Wide
Lord.
Web.
Jesus. Woo, what a collection. Whoa. Well, I know we cannot cover them all today, but I'm going to have you just tell me a little bit what started you on this writing career. Could you
Well-
tell us a little bit what inspired you to start writing all these books?
Well, it's just the leading of the Lord. You know, it was in me. For instance, in creation science, I'm a creation scientist, and I've done 3 books in creation science, which are available worldwide. They are Theocosmos, a scientific description of the universe from a theological perspective. Also, understanding God's sovereignty. It is to a great part creation science, and also the scientific evidence of creation, or unlocking the divinity code, or the grand unification theology. This book is established for the first time in history the scientific evidence of creation. And beyond a shadow of a doubt, there is this evidence available to all who would like to have this book, the scientific evidence of creation. It was just published in 2016.
Oh, okay.
2016, and
The book is called, what was it now?
Ah.
What's the name of it?
well, the name of the book is Unlocking the Divinity Code.
Unlocking the Divinity Code.
Right, the grand unification theology and the scientific evidence. All 3 are combined subtitles. The scientific evidence of creation. I emphasize the subtitle, the scientific evidence of creation, because it's for the first time the scientific evidence of creation has been established beyond the shadow of a reasonable doubt. So it makes this book historic.
Okay. It sounds pretty deep.
Yeah,
I'm
very,
listening
very,
to you
very,
and
very
saying,
deep.
"Oh my goodness, I don't." What is this other? I guess the movie was made. What is it called? The Da Vinci Code? Or
Da
something?
Vinci, but this is a little different. This is
But I mean, I'm just trying to get that code
Yeah,
when you
Da
said about the
Vinci, Da
code.
Vinci,
And
yeah.
I was trying to think what the other one was about. So it's called Da Vinci Code or
Yeah, no, divinity.
Divinity Code? Okay.
Yeah, and
No, I know
the
yours
divinity.
is Divinity Code.
Right.
But the other one is called what? The code that I'm talking about?
Da Vinci. Da
Da
Vinci.
Vinci Code. Okay. Yes. Totally different. I
Yeah,
got
it's
it.
totally
That's
different.
it. Well, just give us a little information about naming at least your 8 ones that are in English. Was it 8 in English?
No, 11 English.
Okay. Could you just give us some of the titles?
Yes, I can do that.
Mhm.
Theocosmos, the scientific description of the universe, is in English. 28 Steps to Eternity is also in English. Footprints in the Wilderness, this is a large volume of 622 pages, which is in English. What I have done recently, I've broken down this volume into 3 series, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. All these books are available in English. We have the Unlocking of the Divinity Code, or the Scientific Evidence of Creation, in English. Then we have the Exceeding Riches of His Grace. This is an exposition of 7 of Paul's epistles, an exposition of his epistles. These books are inspirational and is good for Christian reading. Then we have Understanding God's Sovereignty. God's sovereignty is not just in one aspect of life. It spreads throughout in nature, in the affairs of mankind. In other words, God is not just transcendent, but God is also immanent. He's involved in our everyday life. Some people think he's absent from the universe. Of course, he's not.
Right.
So this book is very far-reaching. It looks at the history of the United States to give an example of his sovereignty, and also the history of Israel. The theocracy of Israel plus its democracy. So we take a broad look at the different kinds of human government. And this book is very intriguing too. I can't think of one of my books that's not really intriguing, really. then we have also The Greatness of God's Mercy. This book calls attention to the prophecy of Isaiah. It's an exposition of this prophecy. It shows God's mercy in his relationship with man. Now,
Yes.
when you look at creation, readily you see the omnipotence of God, but to understand the greatness of God's mercy, you have to find it from his relationship with mankind.
Yes.
You know that mankind has tested God
Yes.
during all these years.
Mm-hmm.
So to understand his mercy, you have to look at his relationship with man, and then you'll see that his mercy is just as infinite as his omnipotence. And then we have Theocosmos. I have this in Spanish. Footprints. I have the 3-volume series in English and also in Spanish. And last of all, I have what we call the parameters of time. Now, a lot of people think that the church age can be suspended indefinitely. But the church age, in which this is now this church age, but we must understand it cannot be suspended indefinitely. There is a time limit. So what this book does, the parameters of time, it has placed a time limit on the rest of the age. So we have an idea as to when all human activities and divine, say, judgments must occur within a certain period of time. Amazingly, this parameter, or these parameters, are in the book of Daniel, but they were covered up there for some reason until I started to write this book, and the Lord opened up to me. So
yes.
I am not the one that has set the parameters of time. I want to make it plain. What I've done is to identify the parameters of time and describe it so that everybody can understand it. And I can say that it is accurate to the point of 3 months before or behind or after. This is how this is accurate. But I will emphasize that the rapture of these end-time events, the rapture of the church, the Great Tribulation, cannot be suspended indefinitely. We have to put a time limit in which all these end-time events must occur. And this is what this book has done. And this book was published the 21st of April, so it was just published. It's also available worldwide on Amazon.com.
Well, Mr. Russell, it just sounds like you've been through like a journey through time or something.
well, it's
I mean, just the titles of some of these books. Now, Barbara is an author. Barbara, you got a couple of questions for Mr.
Yeah,
Russell here?
I'll take your questions.
And you've done a lot of research, not just in the Bible, I take it. You've probably researched books that were written by scholars. It just sounds amazing. I really am trying to fathom 11 books and the time it has taken you to do the research, because myself, I've published 5 books. And when you say the Lord blessed you with that, I do understand.
Yeah.
Wow. So where did you get all of your information?
Well, it didn't just, I have an ad. It didn't just happen all at once.
Right.
It's over 50 years.
Oh, yes.
It's over 50
50
years.
years. Oh,
So
my
it didn't just
gosh.
happen. I've been studying all this time.
When did you publish your first book?
The first book was published 2010.
2010.
Yes, I published.
And you've been busy for the
Yeah.
last 7 years.
So when did you start writing your first book?
Well, I started writing to be honest with you, my first book is still in the manuscript stage. It
Okay.
has not been
I
published.
understand that.
But I started, that book was started, the first one, which is in manuscript stage. I may one day publish it, but it was started in 1983.
Okay.
My first book, 1983.
But the book that you published in 2010,
Yeah.
when did you first start writing that one?
I started writing that one in about 1990.
Oh, my
About, what,
goodness.
20 years?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So you see, I have a lot of experience, over 50 years.
And what
in
is that title?
The Cosmos, which is a scientific description of the universe.
Geocosmos, okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yeah.
all of your books can be found on Amazon.
Amazon.com.
Now, which ones do you have with you today?
Well, I have a number of books with me today. I can tell you I have 28 Steps to Eternity, which is an exposition of the book of Revelation. I have Understanding God's Sovereignty. I have the Spanish version of Theocosmos. I have today with me Unlocking the Divinity Code, the Grand Unification Theology, and the Scientific Evidence of Creation. Here again I have Footprints in the Wilderness, the large master volume, which has a number of 622 pages. Now this was too big for Kindle, so I had to break it down into 3 volumes.
Too big for
Okay.
Kindle.
Yeah, they could not do all of it in Kindle. They limit you in Kindle how many pages you can
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes,
do.
yes.
So all these books are available worldwide at Amazon.com.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. What else would you like our listening audience to know about some of these great books you've written today, Mr. Russell?
Well, I would like to say these books also, I have 8 of these books in Audible, or Audible books. 8
audio,
of them.
audio.
Yeah, audio books.
Well,
8 of them.
now, would you let us, let's listen audience know where they can purchase your books?
Well, all my books are available, first of all, at Amazon worldwide and other bookstores online, a lot. But I can just tell you, for simplicity, Amazon.com. Now, I have a web page which is directly linked to Amazon, so when you go to my web page, it will take you directly to Amazon.com. It is just a promotional web page. I don't do the transactions. It's linked directly, and Amazon does the transactions.
Okay. So, like I said, anyone listening today, I know I like the one. What is it? The sovereignty of God.
Understanding God's sovereignty.
Understanding God's sovereignty.
Yeah.
That really caught my attention. Yeah, I like to definitely see what that book is about.
Yeah, it says that God is not only transcendent, but is immanent, is active, is involved in the affairs of mankind. Not only that, he's involved in every life, personal life, and people can have God involved in their lives. So
Each and every day.
Yes.
Yes.
God
Not
is
just
pretty
once
much
every blue
immanent.
moon.
No.
But each and every day.
He's present.
That's
He's present.
right.
He's
Now
active.
that I'm feeling. Oh yes. That is what the sovereignty of God. Understanding
It's
the
a
sovereignty
good
of
word.
God.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Any other questions that you may have? Now, I would like to say that all my audio books are 5-star rated. 5-star rated. So that's
5-star.
yeah, 5-star rated.
And they're on the
Amazon,
New York bestsellers list.
Well, I don't know about that. Maybe it may take some time. I got this book so fast, and and so, but they'll get there pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because when you think of the scientific evidence of creation, that's an awesome book. Look, the thing about this book is that it explains that electromagnetism is not exclusive to nature, right?
Yes.
It can be found elsewhere or externally.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we can find that electromagnetism is external to the universe, then that automatically would be the evidence of creation if we can find it outside.
Mm-hmm.
Now, very simply put, the Bible tells us very plainly that God is light. Now, to describe light in scientific terms, light is electromagnetic. There's no other way to describe it. But the thing about that, electromagnetism is in all forms of matter.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's in liquid form, gas form, and concrete form. All different forms of matter, you can find electromagnetism. Am I correct?
Yes.
There's no scientist that can dispute this fact.
Right.
And also, there's no theologian that can dispute the fact that God is light.
Right.
The scientific terms for light is electromagnetism. It may sound a little, but that's the only way. Now, the difference with the divine light is that it is superior to the natural light, but it must share with the natural light certain values.
Yes.
Now, on the way, the Apostle Paul was going to Damascus, and the divine light hit him. And what
Yes.
did it cause? It caused him blindness.
Yes.
So if we are exposed to too much light, it will cause blindness. It's very
Okay.
true. So
Okay.
the fact that we can find electromagnetism outside of the universe, it's not exclusive to the universe, that will automatically form the evidence of creation for the first time in human history.
Okay. Well, you know what? You truly are a scientist.
Yeah.
Because you hit it there. I want to ask you a question on a personal
Yeah.
note here. When you're not writing books, what do you do for relaxation?
Well, I don't need a lot of relaxation. You know, I don't like relaxation really. I don't
He
like
doesn't like
relaxation.
relaxation.
No, this is what I do. You see, as soon as the Lord takes me into another level, I am there. So
You're
I really
there.
enjoy.
You're there. Okay.
You know, because some of these things
Yes.
I get some of these things and the deeper things while I'm writing.
Mm-hmm. And I know how, like with the writer, I've heard it too many times. Where you get something, wake up 2 a.m, got a thought, got whatever, got to get up, get to paper, write it down. So you got to be I guess, and just like recording artists, when you just get the feeling, get the umption, you got to move right then and there and write it down. So
Get into a
zone, yeah. So I
well,
can see that.
Let
yeah.
me tell you something. When I was doing the parameters of time, I set myself for the rest of the year to do it. And I was able to do that book in 3 months, a 220-page book. 9x6 in 3 months. Let's put it 3 months. And I set myself a year, and I got it done in 3 months. So what does that tell you? I go at it, 24 hours like a day.
Just
sometimes.
amazing, just amazing, just amazing. I'm telling you. Well, I tell you, yeah, there is these books are just even the titles of them just sound so deep, and I'm just going to have you on another time, Mr. Russell, because they need to hear more. But I do want what I want you to do before we conclude this program. Would you? Before I'm going to come to Irene too. I would like for you to today, if you want anyone to purchase any of these books, please give them contact information how to go about ordering your products. Would you do that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Well, the easiest way to get my products is to go to byronrussell.com. Now, Byron Russell will take you directly to Amazon. Now, when you go to byronrussell.com, you'll see all the books together. If you go to Amazon, you have to put in the individual titles to get the book. But when you go to Byron Russell, B-Y-R-A-N, Russell, R-U-S-S-E-L-L.com, it will take you to the bulk, all the books. And then when you click, it takes you right to Amazon.
Right to Amazon.
So the best thing is to go to Byron Russell, B-Y-R-A-N. Don't put O. If you put O, you'll never get my books. B-Y-R-A-N, Russell, R-U-S-S-E-L-L, one word, .com. And it will take you there, take you to Amazon. Amazon will do the transaction, send you the books. So my webpage is just promotional.
Okay. Well, that sounds simple enough.
Very
So if you were listening to that, Mr. Russell says Byron, B-Y-R-A-N, Russell.com will give you a display of all his books and products. And then that'll take you directly to Amazon, right?
Amazon.com.
Exactly. And so when you get to Amazon, you know what to do. Have your credit card handy.
Yeah. PayPal.
Or PayPal, whatever, okay? And with Irene, in closing, what would you like to share with the audience? Let me just get this here.
Yes, I just once again want to invite you guys to the First Time Home Buyer Seminar. Don't let the word first keep you from coming. If you have not owned a home in 3 years or more, you're still considered a first-time home buyer. But everyone is welcome, whether you have bought a home before or you want to buy a new home. But it is primarily information that can be used for first-time home buyers. Remember, it's going to be at Mount Carmel Baptist Church in Clearwater. It's going to be May 18th from 6 to 8. Refreshments will be served. If you will, please RSVP to Irene Stevenson.kw.com. Stevenson is spelled with a V, the correct spelling, not the PH. Or you can call me at 727-859-7873. 727-859-87. Hold on a minute. I forgot my own phone number. 7873. All right. Remember that Michelle Whitley from Van Dyke Mortgage will be there, as well as myself, and hopefully a representative from Clearwater Neighborhood Housing. Thank you.
Phone number
Again, the correct phone number is 727-859-7873.
All right.
I also have a website, DrStevensonSales.com.
That's right. And that's easier enough.
Yes.
DrStevenson.com. All right. That's good. And Barbara, in conclusion?
In conclusion, I'd like to invite everyone out to our Mother's Day program on May 14th at 10 a.m. at St. Mark AME Church. The address is 3631 22nd Avenue South. Our speaker of the hour will be attorney Carmichael V. Rubin, and her theme is Transitioning with No Regrets.
Well, radio listener audience, we want to thank you today for tuning in to another broadcast of Matters of the Heart Radio Ministry with your radio host, Princess Denise Wright, and my co-host, Barbara Sorey Love. And until next week, till we come back again with you from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on 99 Jams. Have a God blessed day.